Hey Corey, welcome to the GAC RMHC Golf Classic. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. We'll let that play on through, put you back in your dress position, and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your setup, posture looks pretty solid. Spine's nice and straight, not a slight tilt. Legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Arms hang down nice and naturally in front of you, and the golf club works out to the golf ball. So you're achieving really good posture here in association with really good balance as well. Looks great. Let's go ahead and take a look at your alignment. We can see your feet aiming in this direction. Carry that out towards the intended target. Now, theoretically, your club face is supposed to run parallel to your feet, and parallel lines on camera would have an appearance of converging. And with that scenario, we can pretty much see that you're set up pretty much down the center to right center of the fairway. So that's great. Let's go ahead and do a little split screen comparison here between you and Jordan Spieth. We'll flip them over to left-handed to mirror image you. You've got some color-coded lines here on the screen just to use as a visual reference as it pertains to swing plane. And we can see here as Jordan initiates his takeaway, he creates good shoulder rotation, bringing the arms and hands back as well as the club. See the club coming back on plane directly along the red line. Through this vicinity here, we're going to start to create some wrist hinge into play, transitioning the club head from below to above our hands, and then working the golf club from red up towards the blue-yellow V zone. When we finally set the club at the top of the backswing, we want to have our right arm of the club situated on the yellow line, anywhere within that blue-yellow V zone, or physically up on blue as we see with Jordan Spieth. As well, we want to have full shoulder rotation, and we want to do this about a very stable left leg. We see with you as you initiate your takeaway here, you draw your hands back very nicely, turning your shoulders. Club obviously has a tendency of moving underneath the swing plane, so the club shaft and the club head are moving to the right of the red line. As we continue to move that golf club back, we can see that the club stays inside and shallow. Got to get some wrist hinge into play here for the club to recover, which it does at about this point. And then when we finally set the golf club at the top of the swing, I like where you are. I like the fact that you got real good shoulder rotation. Do that about a stable left leg. Now the only thing that's happened with your left leg though is you've taken yourself from a nicely unlocked and flexed position, and by the time you get to the top, there's too much straightening of your left leg. So you should maintain a little bit of flex. If that leg wants to straighten a little, it's okay, because the left hip should be clearing during the backswing, which should cause that leg to sort of straighten up just ever so slightly, but not to the point where we're locking the leg up right now. Okay? At the top of the backswing, I like where your arms are. You got a nice triangular position relative to your core. Club's in great position relative to your arms. You do set the golf club obviously a little shallow. You can see your right arm slightly underneath the yellow line, and we're really looking to have the right arm of the club somewhere within that blue-yellow V zone, or at a minimum just get the right arm on the yellow line and everything's fine. So, but you're not that far out of position, and you should be able to still strike a fairly good golf ball from here. As we create a transition back in the ball, simply want to move our weight from our left foot to our right, fire our knees and our hips to the target laterally, unwind our core and fire our hands. And doing so, we got to bring the golf club from wherever it was in that blue-yellow V zone back down onto plane. And that's exactly what we see here with Jordan Spieth. The golf club has returned back to being on plane. The other thing we want to observe at this stage of the golf swing is the relationship between the lead forearm and the golf club. I refer to this as the backwards check mark. It simply means the club head right now is remaining above and behind our hands coming into the hitting zone, which is going to allow us to create a lot of power in our golf swing, let alone his ability to hit the ball straight due to the fact, as already mentioned, the club has returned back to plane. Let's go ahead and watch your transition back into the ball here. Excellent dropping on your hands and arms. Looks superb. Basically at this point in time, we can see that we have our back, one frame too many. We can see that we have our backwards check mark right here. We can also see that the club head has returned back to plane. So this is superb. So you have the ability to hit a straight golf shot in accordance to your alignment as long as the club face squares up via having a good grip. So if we keep coming into the ball, let's just check out where the club goes to. You actually fall just ever so slightly under this plane, which is definitely not an issue. It just means that your specific miss could be a block to the left due to the fact that the club is attacking the ball just a little bit too far from the inside. Okay. Now, one of the things I think I noticed at address, which is difficult to see without zooming in, looked like your club face was a bit closed, and we might see the club face release a little bit through impact here, and or close down due to the fact that maybe the grip might be a little strong, and or the club face was a bit closed at address anyways to begin with. As we see with Jordan Spieth, he simply comes into the ball directly from on this red line. And even though you're just slightly underneath, absolutely not an issue at all. I mean, you're relatively pretty much on plane, and you should be able to hit a relatively straight golf shot based on your alignment, which is also good. So there should be no issues here as long as the club face squares up. Let's go to impact here. Club face definitely shuts down. We can see the club face closing. So as we come through the ball here, again, depending on how much that club face close will be indicative of how many degrees to the right do you start it, and also how much left to right spin you'll be putting on that ball, and how much will that ball draw to the right. If it has an over release, there's not going to be any issue at all, and as you carry yourself through a really good finishing position. Get up on the toe of your left foot, and that's allowing your hips to square around, fully rotate through the shot. Hands are high and the club's back in behind you, so you're certainly getting through to a really good finishing position. Sorry, I deleted the wrong swing there, and let's flip you back over. Let's clear the lines off the screen. And as a little recap, I mean, super athletic ability here. Your hands come back, you fire through. You got good coil, good uncoil. You've got good footwork allowing you to get to a good finish. Your posture and balance is superb. You've got great alignment. You're bringing the golf club down on plane relative to that alignment, so you, again, should be able to hit a fairly straight golf shot just as long as the club face squares up. And that's really the only thing I really see in your golf swing right now is just, where's your club face starting? Looks a little closed. Then, obviously, through that golf swing, what is that golf club doing through impact? So how's your grip, in association with how you're positioning the club face on the ground. So that's really the only thing I'd be looking at right now in your golf game. Just making sure that club face is, actually the club itself is resting on the ground properly. Club face is square, we have a good grip. That way there's no manipulation with your hands through impact that might be causing you a little bit of left or right tendencies in your swing, considering everything else is superb. Okay? Anyways, if at any point in time you want to take a look at any of these fine-tuning aspects of your golf game, I'm over at Glen Abbey in Oakville. Be happy to structure a little program for you, no problem. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments at all and you're looking to provide the guests with a unique gift, certainly feel free to touch base. Be happy to discuss my swing analysis services. Anyways, hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video, and hope you enjoy the rest of the fall here and get a little bit more time to play some more golf. Take care.